Ancestors, deities, spirit teams specifically, help me to help you to help us to investigate this moment with clarity. Whew. Narrative collapse loading on the bottom of the investigation deck. Psyops and strategy flops on the top. Okay. Being told to set those aside. Ancestors, deities, once more please, can we have a conversation with somebody who is ignoring the summer breeze? Jealousy to the information in reverse, actually. J in reverse, allegedly. New judge on the bottom of the deck. Witness in reverse. Digital forensic, twisted laws, and bribed officials bundle. Okay. Withheld monies to the W. Okay, to the narc. Let's be clear. When you're able to sit there for prolonged periods of time and then call out the one maneuver at the end of the day. Billionaire bully boy phone calls. Okay. Contract. Source in reverse on the lap. Feb in reverse to narrative collapse. Time up in reverse. Just got a ding on my notifications to July in reverse. Do you really have any excuse when you deliberately tried to put someone in a hearse? Paid off. Crude in the verse. $22, high honor to the lies, to the tax evasion in reverse. Pardon me. Just need to readjust this energy. The @ symbol to edit and you, actually. Fake spiritualist in reverse. Investigator in reverse. P to the new judge. Okay, so I'm being told that's a prosecutor. There's a prosecutor who has enough evidence. Forensic accountants in reverse. Somebody edited some financial arrangements. Okay, they tried to hide EFT transfers by putting it in offshore accounts and redirecting funds through an intelligence agency to cause delays. Evidence to the medical gaslighting just flipped out. To the S. There's a surgeon who understands and has clarity without a doubt. Indifferent in the upright to the detachment and discernment, please. When you have a surgical level of clarity, even though you may be just a civilian, actually. When I was studying beauty therapy, my highest ranking was in the anatomy and physiology. Triggers in reverse to crime in reverse, okay? Rico in reverse to the 20, which is the house, let's be clear. If you know, Rico has many connotations out here. I'm being told this was this was done in relation to the Irish. You know who that one is, to be clear. Somebody is in a tight bind out here. Very, very tight bind, okay? Salty to the 0, to the very superstitious, the writings on the wall, to the light magic, okay? 4 stalemate to H. Let's be clear. Number 7, divide in reverse out here. The records don't lie. The records do not lie. 2 and 6 to the number 26. Who overheard something, guy? Time's up in reverse. Somebody's being very, very, very belligerent in this energy. This is an older man who is not well enough to be trying to enforce his will in this capacity. Taylor lies in reverse to the 14, okay? River in reverse on the bottom of the deck. I'm being told, yeah, he has no questions today. 9, which is independence, okay? Somebody is just being a jelly belly. Friends and family that care are worth more than gold in reverse, actually. No, when you've abused people so much, we really don't care, actually. We really do not care. We do not care. Past stalker exposed, to be clear. To the slander in reverse, to the plus sign, to the 28, to the V. Clapback is a trap to the 23. Firearms, 27 in reverse, and facts. Okay? Stage setup in reverse, because it didn't work. It didn't work, let's just say. Theory in reverse. Dangerous person exposed. Permanent ending. 30. Somebody brown-nosed. Somebody brown-nosed. The wrong kind of person, I'm being told to say. Somebody brown-nosed, the wrong kind of person. Contract in reverse to the 19, which is the coffin today. To the job in reverse, to the April in reverse out here. October in reverse to the 31, to be clear. Peacekeeper in reverse, because if you were one and you're now not, you are a terrorist dot by dot. June in reverse to the unfair burdens in reverse. 5 in reverse to 4 in reverse. So I'm being told to flip that up. 45. Somebody is potentially facing 45 years in jail that may be cut down to half that sentence, actually, to the letter, respectfully. Letter of the law is important today. Allegedly for entertainment, mean communications in Ireland is how some of the most influential people in society get to be heard, okay? 3-year vetting in reverse needed. Somebody has energetically conceded. 10 in reverse to intercepted money. 29 in reverse to the self-serving criminals, okay? You really, really dug in your heels and needed this to go your way. New lawyer in reverse. Won't take the opposition's case, I'm being told to say. Who's got your 6? Thank you for somebody in the law who understands it, okay? Fingerprints in reverse to or in reverse out here. Shadow illusions in the upright, to be clear. To the justice of the peace in the upright, okay? Do you know how expensive peace is each and every day? Confusion spells in reverse. 17 to the tracks. Farce in reverse. Too many facts. Exposed in reverse. Premedicated murder is never a mistake, just FYI. Bogus contract in reverse. Industry leaders are trying to use tech to break you. They were. It didn't work. Receipt in reverse. To L in reverse. To someone who's afraid of your potential in reverse, to abusive handlers, okay? They needed to switch the narrative around and they did awful things and they were like, you're not polite, you're not elegant, you're not compliant, you're not people pleasing, you're not apologizing enough. Why aren't you saying sorry to me? Why aren't you apologizing for how I infiltrated your life over and over and over again in order to destabilize you permanently? Do you not acknowledge or accept my former level of authority? Files. Okay? Destiny swap fail to the Mar to the diamonds in reverse, okay? Inside job in reverse, no bullshit in the upright today. Panic mode activated in reverse. Yes, they're not getting to panic. The former patient, okay? They are not getting to panic, this person. Let's be clear. somebody put somebody else in an experiment, and it was a covert AI human experiment, and it was non-consensual out here. 25 to the high honor, to be clear. Ask me how I know it was done to me in order to hide inheritance fraud and create a false power of attorney. Potassium, salt, okay. To the seer at the end of the day. To the withheld monies, to the exclamation point out here, to the rights infringement and the A in reverse. I made a joke about it last year. There's no such thing as an alpha, okay? If an alpha is chasing a sigma, that makes him a beta at the end of the day. D, 18. To the hearts unseen, to the full circle thinking, to the hidden voodoo behind the scene. Save in reverse. Somebody's trying to delete digital evidence from a screen. July in reverse, November in reverse. Less than in reverse, N in the upright, and December. Okay. So somebody has exposed themselves to have had spread around awful rumors to the corrupt investigation. I was going to say corrupt invasion. E and good. Okay. Law change in progress, murder for hire in reverse. Untrustworthy family in reverse. Water in reverse, and someone is trying to harvest off your sacral. Ask me how I know. The worst kind in life never want to see you heal, learn, develop, grow. So no, as soon as you put somebody in their place energetically, as soon as you can quote the systems they're abusing and highlight the lies, and there is actually now audio footage specifically, you can explain how this has been done deliberately. You can explain how the manipulation tactics were quite deep and sinister in this capacity. You can explain why people are trying to force you back into a hospital environment to force you to reconnect with your abusive family. You can explain why people try to get you homeless and jobless in order to hide the awful levels of deception out here. You can explain to people, and that's why they don't want to hear it. To be clear, they do not want to hear it. They do not want to be exposed. Or letting go in reverse, you see, to active healing in the upright, to vital beginnings in reverse, actually. Somebody is literally afraid of dying because the magic that they sent out is not being accepted into my aura specifically. You are not permitted to do this. You do not have the authority. You do not. Group in reverse. 1 in the upright. Okay? You do not have my consent to do this anymore. Somebody is going to data in reverse, to false documents in the child system in reverse. Somebody is going to have to explain this on the floor. Somebody is going to have to explain this. Ministers, pick one out here. Pick one. To be clear. Power down in reverse on the knee. Not official person, actually. Cult in reverse. Illusions in reverse to the money. Do you understand the tactics, actually? When Brittany was going to get access to, 200 million? In that kind of way, then suddenly her family slung her back into services so they could access that and siphon it away. Do you know I understand why you keep doing this? Let's be clear. And I am sober. I am not a threat. I have no criminal record out here. I know why you're doing this. It is not okay. It was never okay, and I am not going to allow you to continue with it. I am compass mentis, I am focused, I am clear, I am cool, calm, collected, okay? I am a very aware person. Even when I look like I'm just wandering around, okay? I have always been a very aware person. Part of the problem, you see. Evidence in reverse, actually. So you couldn't get the evidence that you needed specifically. You couldn't get the evidence to support your narrative to the mountain, actually. You couldn't get your evidence to the T out here. You couldn't get your evidence, let's be clear. Trafficking in reverse, to be clear. Apparently I need to make a statement publicly. I have never been a sex worker. I have never sold my body. I have never been paid for being intimate with anybody. Nor would I accept that, let's be clear. I do not do these things, even though it was alluded to out here. I have never done these things. It has never been in my heart to do these things, okay? It is just not within my remit, and it is not okay. And I am not judging other people who have been put in those situations, but it is trafficking. Okay? It is trafficking. Petty occultist. Let's be clear. And if they view it otherwise, that's fine if they're happy out here. But you told people lies about me to fit a narrative to publicly discredit me. You went as far as trying to say a CSA survivor was a child groomer out here. You really did the most. You did the most, and that's why you're silent as a ghost. Because you had to say that the good-hearted soul was a devilish host. You even did it with a toast. Yeah, demonic attachment in reverse, you see, to military crime in reverse, actually. You are trying to hide what you did because you were protecting abusive military. Air in reverse, poison cups, karma walking. Okay? Being told pull one from the investigation deck back. Somebody's just a jelly belly. Exposed. Past stalker exposed. Okay? I've had more than one, let's be clear. Corrupt investigation in reverse out here. There was somebody who didn't know my name. I'd given them the wrong one when I was a party when I was maybe, 18. Told him a name that he couldn't be seen. Missing kids in reverse to people are trying to steal your downloads in reverse, okay? 3 years later, he pulled up on the curb when I was out walking, okay? And started shouting out the window, calling me Karina, let's just say. When I say that people have an awful, awful obsession with my energy in the worst possible way, this is why I have a sharp tongue and I am not afraid to tell people to do one and walk away. I am really not afraid to do it, let's be clear. But you know, the narcissists like the ones who stay because they can continue to manipulate them out here. 13 to the ethical hacker, unlucky. Somebody can't practice what they preach, actually. G to the 26 in reverse to the respectability clause, okay? So yeah, somebody is very, very, very unhappy today. Very unhappy. Clubs in reverse. Oh, your business is not getting enough money? Bribe. Your business is not getting enough money. Let's be clear, you needed somebody caught up in your social circles so that they had no forward motion or opportunities out here. Reality. To the fatality. To the spiritual authority. There's a lot of people who are very, 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 very unhappy with the survivor member, actually. Survivor envy. Do you know how quiet I've been about things in a professional capacity? I have more than 20 years of being able to protect NDAs as best I can across multiple different industries. Trauma in reverse to someone tried heavy manipulation magic to good law in the house in reverse to no foresight. Okay? Somebody is exposed for having trusted the wrong sources. Okay? F in reverse. There's a humiliation ritual that failed. Fire. The humiliation ritual, the shame ritual, which was done again this time. I've been dealing with them since I was a child. This one was so big out here. The ego of the person doing these humiliation rituals is profoundly vile, to be clear. Thief in reverse to the K just flipped out. To the cold case in reverse to the serial killer in reverse, okay? Yes, somebody tried to use somebody who was a very gifted person in their raw capacity as a sacrifice in order to feed it to the industry. Dark magic, okay? I am very familiar with industry sacrifices, okay? Set up. To the hitman. To the M in reverse. To the GPS tracking, okay? Kidnapping attempt in reverse. Not dealing with it today. You can't force me to have anybody's kid without my consent, okay? You cannot force me to do it. Time in reverse to shadow board in reverse. I am not doing it. I am not doing it out here. I don't care who promised you what. I don't care who said that I was a soft touch. I don't care who said that I could be reintegrated back into my former identity. I don't care about your false compassion. Actually, I do not care about your life and your awful situation out here. Earth in reverse, the text in reverse, to be clear. I don't care about abusive, toxic men. I have had to deal with too many. I don't care about abusive, toxic women either, actually. I am not doing this anymore. To your tactics. And do not send anybody to this door. Do not send anyone to this door. Beach to September, okay? Sword of truth today. Do not. Let's be clear. And in reverse to the 12 out here. I am not dealing with your ramifications for what you did out of fear. Sorry, did I recover from technical torture too quickly out here? Weapon. Information to the weapon. Okay. To the intimidation at the end of the day. Animal sacrifices in reverse. No, I'm not asking, humbled by the scapegoat, I'm not asking about my animals. I am not dealing with that in any kind of way. I am not going to call anybody. I am not going to speak to anybody. I am not going to be emotionally manipulated, psychologically abused, weaponized, or coercively controlled by anybody. I am not fixing this for anybody. I am not bowing to the systems that allowed it to happen, actually. I am not accepting anything further by the people who try to abuse me and put me into poverty. I am not doing it. Dollar signs to the High Court out here. To the corporate espionage, to be clear. Take action, speak up in reverse. Medical crime in reverse. FBI. Coven to the sterling sign. Oh my. 11 to the failed sacrifice, okay? Stolen blessings. Yeah. Because you tried to get a false POA. You tried yet again to lock me away. You tried yet again to ruin my life in each and every way. You tried yet again, number 3 in reverse, actually. Don't go calling anybody else, because when I asked for help at Christmas time, nobody would talk to me. So don't you dare call anybody. To the shadow board, to the Millionaire Poker Club, okay? Do not weaponize anybody in my family. Do not weaponize anybody in my community. Do not weaponize anything further from me. You already took everything that you wanted to the sabotage, actually. Sorry. Excuse me for a moment, please. Just in case anybody thinks that me having a voluntary reaction with my tear ducts, which is a natural function of the body, is anything other than a response to a regular human who's been put through too much, actually. I've already been accused of crocodile tears multiple times. People trying to say that I emotionally manipulate through my words out here. Failed sacrifice. Because if they can keep you in the emotions, the gaslighting, the triangulation, the manipulation, the reabsorption into the system in some kind of way, they won't have to face accountability if they can gaslight you into thinking that you're the problem and you're not gifted or special in any kind of way thing. I know the people trying to study me can't do what I can do, so that's why they try to coercively control me, discredit me. I know I am bigger than they will let me be, and they can actually just do one. You can all just do one and give me my goddamn money.